that says I quit any flavors all the time. If it wasn't for that, I would not have quit smoking. I had tried everything. I had tried the pills, the gum, the patches, the lozenges. Nothing worked for me. And this is the same story for all of us. My customers, I've saved tens of thousands of people from a certain death from cigarettes because of flavored vapor. If you do not like the flavor, or if it tastes the same as your cigarette, the chances of you quitting are slim, because it is an addictive habit. It's hard.
But you do vape?
I do vape, yes.
Okay. And I guess, what is something that you want people to know? I mean, it's difficult, because CBS just did a really good story, I'm talking national, really showcasing what the black market looks like. And they took it to a lab and actually found like 4 different pesticides in those black market cartridges.
Right.
And, it's difficult for everyone to understand, I guess, where all of this is coming from, where it started, when you have, over 1,000 cases around the country, and obviously people dying, and even young people dying, which is alarming, right? Yeah. So how do our lawmakers, and how do, obviously, business owners and people come together to try and figure this out with, hopefully, I guess, the less harm as possible to everyone. Right. You know what I mean? Well, what does that look like?
First thing, you bring industry experts to the table to talk about. You don't have a meeting in Portland and not invite the people that actually know what's going on in our industry. You don't use the liquid as a scapegoat. This is obviously coming from a black market THC crisis, right? It's not THC, it's black market, it's cutting agents. So why are we going to look the other direction and blame another thing for something that's happening? If you want to look and see the difference, look at the UK. Why are they not having any problems? Vaping is at least 95% safer. That's proven by the Royal College of Physicians, which is made up of 32,000 of the most prestigious doctors in the world. And most of the studies in the US, sadly, are paid for by big tobacco or big pharma and lies.
And is there anything that you want to talk about that I haven't asked you yet, that you think that we're missing, that needs to be talked about?
We are for regulation. None of us want to see kids vaping. We definitely don't want to see people dying. But we can't do something about something that we have nothing to do with. What we can do is help them see the truth, but we can't do that either unless they bring us to the table. We appreciate people like you helping get the word out, but are they listening? I don't think so. I think their minds are made up. And we'll find out today. And you know what? Mark my words, you guys will regret this down the line.
Moving forward, if, obviously this goes through for, I don't know how many months. In Washington, they chose 4 months. Mm-hmm. What were your next steps if, I guess, you see a 4-month ban maybe in the future?
Well, most of us will shut down, but I'm going to be real. You're going to have to drag me out.
Anything else?
We're not THC, we're not big tobacco, we are not Juul again. I feel like those are the most important parts. We are small business owners. I'm a father, I've got my daughter over there with me, and she seems to have more sense of what's going on than our governor, so.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
The story will be on in like 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Mm-hmm. Cool. I will put the app on my phone, check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
First of all, let me get you to say and spell your name for me.
Who are you with, sir?
I'm with Salem News Journal.
Okay, JASONWEBER, and my name is Jason Weber.
Okay, Jason, are you the guy that put out the Facebook post?
Okay, at least.
I
contacted
contacted the news stations?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay, just have you look towards me and not towards the camera.
Okay.
And try to stay put.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in the middle of that interview. What did I miss?
I was basically saying that we are not illicit THC cartridges, we are not big tobacco, we are not Juul, we are small business owners who help people quit smoking for a living. E-liquid is being used as a scapegoat right now for illicit THC cartridges, and it's sad. We're all going to be out of business because of bad policy. We're for regulation, but it needs to be the right regulation, and we need to be brought to the table so we can actually talk about this. I've invested 5 years of my life in this. I've helped tens of thousands of people quit smoking. I've got 9 employees that have families. We need to be realistic about this, and prohibition's not the answer.
Okay, so your business doesn't sell any THC products, just nicotine products?
Absolutely. It's illegal for us to sell that, but no, we have nothing to do with that. It's all about nicotine products to help people quit smoking.
Okay. Do you sell any of the non-nicotine flavored products?
we have 0 milligram e-liquid for those who either have walked down off of nicotine or who don't want to use nicotine to quit smoking. But again, it's completely different from what we're seeing with the dispensaries and the illegal THC carts that have started this.
Okay, you spoke about some statistics from the UK. Can you repeat those?
Yeah, sure. The UK has made the Royal College of Physicians. They are 32,000 of the most prestigious doctors in the world. These are the guys that told us back in like the 40s or 50s that cigarettes were going to kill us when nobody was listening. Then people started dying, and here they are again telling us that vaping is at least 95% safer than smoking, and it is the answer to getting people to quit. And we're ignoring them again. And this is why we're not seeing any problems in the UK. Nobody's being injured in the UK, no one's dying in the UK, and it's because it's not the e-liquid, it's not the nicotine industry, it is illicit black market THC carts.
And what do you think is the cause of the deaths here in the United States?
Bad cutting agents. It seems like there are these THC carts out there with vitamin E acetate, sounds like possibly pesticides. I can't tell you exactly what's in it because I'm not a scientist. All I know is it's not coming from our industry.
Okay. What am I not asking you that I should be?
I mean, why is Kate Brown, why is our government not listening to the CDC? Why is she not listening to the FDA? I understand that they kept quiet for too long, but now the truth's been out for over a week that this is not our industry problem, yet their answer to people dying and getting sick from another product is to ban a different product. How does that make sense? How is it that the world's most preventable cause of death, that we are the best chance of them helping them, why is that being attacked? Why are we the scapegoat?
Okay, I think you mentioned Juul, the brand name Juul.
Right.
How, in your opinion, how do they fall into this?
Well, a lot of people like to associate vaping or nicotine products with Juul. Juul is a separate company. Now Juul is big tobacco. If they were marketing to kids, that's them, that's not us. My stores are 21 and over, and we do not market to kids. We market to adults. I help people who have 60 years smoking habits, who tried everything, quit smoking. And it's also proven that we are twice as successful as the patches or gum. So prohibition for us and telling us to go use the patches and gum is not going to solve the problem. It hasn't solved the problem for decades. Now we have an answer, yet we're going to blow it up.
I was a smoker for quite some time, and I used this was before this whole vape thing, but I used the e-cigarette.
Right, cig-alike.
How does that compare to the products that you guys are selling?
Well, sir, I actually started to quit smoking with the cig-alike about 8 years ago. So that's kind of where it started, and then from there it's grown into where we have flavors that are, back then we didn't have the greatest percentage to get people to quit. It worked for some people like you, and for me, I struggled with it. It wasn't until I found the right flavor, black honey, that I was actually able to quit. And that's when I started helping people, and I noticed, wow, you find the right flavor and the right setup for someone, they'll quit like that. But there's education to it. There's showing people the way, and that's what our stores are about. People can walk in, and we take the time to show them. In my store, I even give them $5 for surrendering their cigarettes in what we call the death bucket. It's a 55-gallon drum filled with cigarettes. People throw it in there, they leave with their setup, and we give them coaching tools to help them quit. So where you could get those from a convenience store and they'll work for some people, there's a lot more that goes to it in our shops.
Okay. Anything to wrap it up? Is there anything you'd like to say to the folks?
God, yeah. Again, we are for regulation. There is good regulation that we could have, and we've been asking for it for years. And we've given options for what can work. But again, prohibition is not the answer. Banning a product and sending adults back to a certain death with cigarettes is not the answer.
It's my understanding that this prohibition is temporary, with the goal of determining what regulations we need.
Right. Let's be real, it's pretty obvious what regulations that we could use and that would help. In 180 days, none of us small businesses can survive on that. I started this with $1,000 in my pocket. Again, we're not big tobacco, we're not Juul, we didn't come into this with millions of dollars. So you take away our flavors, which is 95% of our business, we're not gonna survive long. We're definitely not gonna survive 180 days, but they know that.
Okay. You say they know that. Do you think that somebody's trying to put you out of business?
Have you ever heard of the MSA agreement, Master Settlement Agreement?
No, I haven't.
It's a deal made back in November '98 between the biggest tobacco companies in 46 of our states. And basically what it was an agreement made to where cigarettes could keep being sold if the states would get kickbacks for it. $160 million was given out right away, and then all of a sudden cigarette sales didn't do what they were predicted to do. So then the states now owe tobacco companies money. and now they're digging into the reserves. So a lot of states, Oregon is one of those states, gets a lot of money for cigarettes being sold. So if vaping's out of the picture, cigarette sales go back up, because right now they're at an all-time low.
I see.
So blood money.
Okay. Well, we thank you for your time.
I thank you for your time. Thank you.
I'm gonna give you a card.
Yeah, thanks.
That's to get a hold of me directly,
Okay. and that'll lead you to my YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it if you get subscribed. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again.
Yeah, have a good one. Kate Brown. Kate Brown.
Our governor.